Greetings and welcome to our series of weekly devotionals where we take a look at some lectionary readings and offer some thoughts for reflection. And today I want to talk a little bit about revenge. I remember, when I was a kid, my bigger brother, he's younger than I am, but he always has been a little bigger than me, and he was picking on me for some reason or another, and I took a rock and I threw it at him, and I hit him right in the face, and he was bleeding, his lip was cut open, and I still remember that to this day. And I'm sure my brother felt terrible at the time, but I think I felt worse. I felt really, really bad about my desire to get revenge. But revenge is popular in superhero movies. The two most popular superheroes I read are Batman and Spider-Man. Batman in the DC comic universe and Spider-Man in the Marvel comic universe. And both those characters are known for their desire for revenge. Revenge, I guess, in our society is popular. Well, the one thing revenge offers is some immediate gratification. You feel better when you get even with somebody that has done you wrong, or at least maybe you think you do. I read a story about a guy by the name of Bud Welsh, whose daughter was killed back in the mid-90s in the Oklahoma City bombing, the bombing of a federal building. And he recounts in the story how he wanted revenge so badly on the perpetrators of that crime. But after those perpetrators were eventually executed a couple of years later, Bud Welsh said he traveled around and spoke with several of the parents of those who had been killed along with his daughter. And he said almost all of them said the same thing. He asked them if they felt better now. And they said no, they did not. Revenge did not make them feel better. In fact, the anger and bitterness that they carried inside actually made them feel worse. And I'm mentioning all of this because of the passage that Isaiah writes. He's writing about the challenge that the land of Judah, the land of Israel, faces from their oppressors during the time of Isaiah. And of course, in the history of Israel, they had been subject to many oppressors, Assyria and Egypt before that, and Babylon, and then, of course, Rome. And looking back through history, God, in fact, just in the chapter previous to the one we're looking at this week, in chapter 10, God promises revenge against the oppressors, the Assyrians. And in fact, it did come to pass. The Assyrian Empire was taken over by another empire. But yet that is not where Isaiah's hope is rooted in. It's not rooted in revenge. Isaiah's hope, the prophet's hope, the hope of God's people is rooted in justice, which is a much different thing. Justice, justice or shalom, wholeness for all people, is just that, for all people. Whereas revenge basically flip-flops circumstances where the one who is downtrodden is now on top. Justice or wholeness, shalom, God's vision for peace, implies just that for all. And that is what people of faith are called to pursue. So perhaps the next time you're feeling wronged and looking for some revenge, you may remember my little devotional and perhaps consider reconciliation instead. Amen.